Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video and welcome back to Planet Coaster. Alright, so I said in the last episode that this would be the final episode before we move on to another park, and it would be a temporary pause in the series. I don't know how long that pause will be, but it's going to be a pause in the series nonetheless. But this episode, all I really want to do is go through some general statistics of how the park has done and kind of just look around the park and admire what we've accomplished here, because I haven't really taken a tremendous amount of time to look at everything I've put down, to look at what's popular, and just how nice things look here. So we're going to spend some time doing that. But let's go into park management and let's take a look at some statistics here. Top guest thoughts currently, the litter's disgusting, so we definitely needed to hire more janitors. We didn't really do much of that. We spent more time focusing on rides and everything of that sort. We only had 8 janitors and 6 mechanics. 29% think the park is great. 16% think the place has great scenery, which I admire, and I'm proud of because I spent a lot of time on it. 14% think the queue for the high seas is full, and 13% think I'm not queuing that long to go on Get Whipped, which is which coaster? It's the... Oh, it's this one. It's the smaller one. Okay. I didn't really know. Okay, let me zoom back in here. I just want to get down on a closer level before we look at this stuff. So currently in the park, we have 1,027 adults, 871 teens, and 1,477 members of families. So our most popular demographic is definitely families here, and that makes sense because a lot of our rides are family friendly. Some of the coasters are family friendly. It's not really, wild in that sort of sense, like which is probably what the teens crave. So, oh well, it still made us a lot of money. We have 32 vendors currently working for us, and we have 17 regular rides, 6 coasters, 39 shops and facilities. That's including restrooms, which don't require people to work there, and ATMs. And then 0 breakdowns currently. We've had breakdowns in the past. It's just we don't have one going on right now. Our most profitable ride is the Hillbender. Our most profitable shop is actually just a Memento. I thought it would be a Hats Fantastic or a Looney Balloons, but it's actually just a Memento. Currently, our average month's profit is $2,025.32. Monthly construction costs are about close to $6,000. We pay out on average in monthly wages about $11,430. On average, we make $1,185 in monthly loan repayments, and on average, we spend about $2,349 on research every month. Now, that's on average. That doesn't mean we're spending that every month to that exact amount. That's just on average over the course of the entire span of this park's duration. So, there's that. We have not enacted any marketing campaigns because we haven't needed to. More visitors have just naturally been attracted to the park, which has worked out well for us. So, therefore, we're not spending any money monthly on marketing. We have 3 research projects currently being researched, and this month we're spending $2,500 on research, which is a bit above the average we pay. All right, let's take a look at some graphs here. Okay, so marketing bonus is obviously down low because we haven't done any marketing. The park rating has steadily increased. Rarely has it decreased at all. The ride rating has steadily gone up as well. Rarely has that decreased. And the scenery rating has not really gone up all that high, but it has steadily increased. And the balance bonus has steadily increased as well, although, again, it's not that high. And this is all data from last year. Or wait, no, it's not. Never mind. I'm sorry. It's a span of all of the years. It just said last year here. I thought it was only the span of that last year. Ticket prices. We've had 11,245 lifetime visitors in the park. I never realized that I had to change this for the entrance tickets. Maybe that's why people weren't buying priority passes, because when they came into the park, it was $10, but everywhere else it was $2.50. I don't know. I didn't really realize that. But it was free to get in. We opened at 8 a.m. and closed at 6 p.m. Generally, amusement parks are open past 6 p.m. And if we're talking real life here, and I think 8 a.m. is a bit early for parks to open, but I never even knew this was here to begin with. I didn't even know this was something that you could change, so I didn't. So obviously no changes were made. I can set a maximum guest for the park capacity if I wanted to, but obviously I'm not going to, because that would inhibit my profits. And leaving guest thoughts are, this park was amazing. I don't want to leave. 40%, 32% think there's good and bad things about this park, overall about average. And 29% think I'm so unhappy I'm on my way home. Now, that means about 72% of people are generally pretty good with how the park is. And, 72 and 29, that doesn't add up to 100. That adds up to 101. Okay, so one of those percentages has to be wrong. But regardless, generally people will feel pretty good about the park. Just a couple things that probably should be changed or could be better. And here's some overall park statistics. Our current ride rating is 1584. Scenery rating is 212. Park balance bonus is 106. Marketing bonus is obviously 0. Guest happiness has been up 19%. The park rating is 2,263. And for the biggest drop on our coasters, it's 60 meters. Fastest coaster is 76 miles per hour. Longest coaster is 1,204 meters. Total length of all the coasters is 4,408 meters. The total park lifespan, guess, is, we read that off before. Total park lifespan vomit is 178 liters. That's kind of disgusting. And the number of months since the park has opened is 41. Now, it's kind of weird. They have like the metric system in place, but then they use miles per hour, which is an English system measurement, I believe, because I believe the metric system uses kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure of that. I wouldn't know because I don't use the metric system in my day-to-day life. This is all the finances currently in place. Our current park value is $126,000 and $126,632.42. So that means if I were to sell the park right at this moment, I would get that amount of money for it, which in my opinion seems a bit low for any park, regardless of what's in it or how big it is. I'm not going to go through all of this because this is stuff we've really already seen. Loans, we're currently paying one off, a $10,000 loan I took out, and then these are all of the profits we're making and all the negatives as well. Research, that we have all this stuff going on. Our current staff, generally all of them were pretty happy last I checked, which was due to my increased wages I gave them. Jules Singer is not happy. I'm not going to bother with that because it's the end of the end of the series for this park specifically, so I'm not going to bother changing that. And then here's some more guest-related statistics. I can see current guest thoughts and everything. This is more in-depth, but I'm not going to read through all of these. And then there's some graphs as well. And then attractions and shops, we can see what's doing the best, what's actually making us money and what's not. A lot of our rides are not actually making us money, but the ones that are making us money are making a lot of money for us. So that's good. A majority of our rides are not making us any money. As for our shops and facilities, again, a majority of them are not making us any money, but the ones that are making us a lot of money. So that's keeping us afloat. And then the facilities obviously are not making us any money because I'm not paying, or I'm not making people pay to use the bathroom or use the ATM. Actually, I am making people use the ATM, but it's only $2, I think. So this is still a negative monthly profit. Just not as high as it would be. I think it would be about $100 if I didn't have a price, a fee, or whatever. And those are all the statistics I can go over. We did have some challenges currently in place, and it's build a coaster at least 1,400 meters long, build a coaster with an average speed of at least 35 miles per hour, and achieve a scenery rating of 240. So we aren't even close to that. We're at like 106 or something. But now that we've looked through all of that, we can get to, the less boring part and look at, just look at everything. The frames are going to drop as we, zoom in closer to the rides and everything that's going on, but it's worth it to just take a look at the park and see what it's been doing. I'm particularly happy with this area here, very western, which is what I was going for. The one thing I don't like about the scenery that I did in this park, and something I might work on in the next park, is sorry if you guys see this here. That's Windows 10 being Windows 10. One thing I might change is have a better transition between the themes, because they're all clumped together. And while that works for this park, and it doesn't seem to make any difference with the guests, it is kind of ugly to look at because you have a clusterfuck of themes all throughout. You got pirate theme over here, you got fantasy, then you got sci-fi, then you got a regular, and then you get more sci-fi, and it on and on and on. And there's no real transition between themes. It's all over the place. So I mean, I would probably try and not do that in the next park, which I don't know if I will, because this seems to be a lot easier for me. I don't have to dedicate certain spaces to only these kind of rides and scenery and whatnot. I don't really know. I guess we'll find out next park that we work on. This area of the park here is not very popular. And I'm assuming that that's because I got rid of the Just a Momento that was down here, because there was one right there, and I wanted to fit the cube ride in here. But there is hardly anyone here down in this section of the park at all. There's no reason for people to come here. Not even the Just a Momento people are flocking to, which kind of surprises me. Even though there is a Hats Fantastic over here, which people aren't even flocking to. And other gift shops that are spread out across the board. But yeah, I mean, I regardless of the fact that the themes merge as much as they do, I really do enjoy how the park looks. I admire it. It still looks good despite the interchanging themes that are present. Which is something I can really appreciate. I would like to say that I did do a pretty good job with the scenery, despite the fact that the themes merged. I am going to give myself credit for that. Even if the objects that are present don't make much sense when they're together, it still looks decent, and that's what I was going for, and I'm glad that it does. Because normally I would not spend this much time on scenery if I was working on a park. I would just be putting down rides left and right, and I wouldn't really care much about the scenery unless I had to put it in for a ride. And even then I wouldn't spend that much time with it. But yeah, this is just, I really like this entire park. I'm kind of sad to have to leave it. I wouldn't leave it if I knew that the game could handle it, but the game can't. So obviously we do have to leave it. And look how many people are in this section of the park. I mean, I like the fact that people are exploring the new section here, but, Jesus Christ. I mean, it gets to be a point where, spread yourselves out. There are other sections of the park that aren't seeing any action whatsoever, and there are plenty of rides to ride. There are plenty of things to go see, plenty of shops to shop at. It's ridiculous. And that's another problem with the game, the whole gift shops bug and everything that allows people to just flock to certain sections of the park. It can work to your advantage. It's just, it's not realistic at all. So, yeah. But this is where I'm going to end the episode here. Say goodbye to the park as it currently is. I'm not going to be coming back to it, as I have already stated the reasons for. It's a very nice park. I'm very happy with what we accomplished here. I wish I could play it for longer, but obviously I can't. And you may not notice any, frame drops or general lag issues on your end, but I definitely notice it here, and I can't accept it. I can't play under these conditions. So this is just where we're ending this park, and next one we'll have we'll pick a different map, and we will go for a different approach in terms of building it. Obviously I'm going to try and use just as much scenery as I used here, and I'm going to try and make it look just as nice, but I do want it to look different. And I am going to have to download some things off the Steam Workshop in order to make it look different in those ways. Because otherwise things are going to look kind of similar, what with all of the same buildings and everything. So I am going to have to go and look for more stuff to download to kind of diversify the building styles and the buildings in general. So yeah, but if you guys enjoyed this series, let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video and share it with your friends. That lets me know you want to see more of any game series I do here on the channel. If you enjoyed this park specifically as well, let me know. And like the video for that as well. We are going to be moving on to a new park, so do not worry. If you guys are enjoying this series and you do not want to see it go, let me know. But just know that it'll be coming back at some point or another. I can't give you a time frame, but I can tell you that it will be coming back at some point. So be happy about that, I guess. Link down to the game is in the description box down below if you want to pick it up for yourself. And if you guys enjoyed this video specifically, let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. I play all sorts of games on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you very much, and I'll talk to you later.